pass to Mills. "14 feet away. The shot will not go. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way.
Well, they've only got a slight edge in rebounding when you look at the numbers, but it certainly feels a lot bigger than it is.
Well, the score has a lot to do with that, Clark. Just based on that, you'd think the rebounding gap would be huge.
And Hinrich gets it to go.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
Yeah. In fact, 3 of the last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Mills with it, guarded by Hinrich. Out to the wing. Outside, Green. And Mills kicks to Bonner. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Here's Parker. And that time, also a missed shot.
That's a huge part of what they want to do defensively. Limit his easy chances inside.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, even from here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Yep, pretty obvious. And a good call by the official.
The Cavaliers have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. The free throw drops for James. The Spurs making a switch here. Joseph's checked in. And Cleveland also making a change. Chauncey Billups checked in for Bradley Beal. And both free throws good for LeBron. The Spurs have gone 8 of 13 on shot attempts to begin the second half. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Now here's Joseph. James covering. And there's the call on James. That's his first foul. 12 seconds left to play in the third. The drive by Green. That's good. Green's got his first basket of the night.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
Daniel Green.
And here's Hinrich. The 3 from Billups. The shot is off. The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already.
The new season in the NBA rolls on. Anthony Davis in the New Orleans.
And now we present our State Farm assist of the game. With 5 total assists in the game, we've seen some great passing tonight from Irving.
And his passing ability is why they make sure the offense runs through him on a regular basis. Great assists like the one we just saw.
Cleveland leading by 22. A moment now to reset the lineups. Brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the 4th quarter. So on the floor for Cleveland. Hedo Turkoglu out there with Kevin Love. Then there's Chauncey Billups. Then it's Thompson. And it's Hinrich in at the 1 spot.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
Diaw, the pass to Green. Here's Duncan. The shot, no good. Good D by Love. Cleveland's gone 6 of 10 from 3-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. It's tipped, and that'll be Cleveland as it goes out of bounds. Cavaliers retain possession.
Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
A different look now for San Antonio. Splitters checked in for Diaw. Leonard comes in for Daniel Green. And it's Ginobili in for Patty Mills. Cleveland also making some changes. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Tristan Thompson. LeBron comes in for Turkoglu. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Chauncey Billups. The Spurs shooting about 42% so far. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
I got to find something, you're right. Joseph sets a screen for Leonard. Shot clock at 6. Right side, Leonard. Here's Duncan. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Yeah, not just an everyday finish. He put a little pizzazz on that one, guys.
Irving with it. LeBron outside.
Well, guys, maybe the most important play in the NBA that isn't really tracked at all is the screen. A good one can make a huge difference in creating a high percentage shot, but it's a play that so often goes overlooked.
Duncan left side. Irving against Ginobili. Leonard with no one around. And that comes off the assist by Duncan. And it's 7 points for Leonard.
Well, after a horrible half of shooting, they bounced back here in the second half and picked up their shooting percentage quite nicely.
It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, Anderson Varejao staying relatively healthy last season. That's to say he only missed 17 games. And that's a far cry from his previous 3 seasons where he played a total of just 81 games.
And Varejao, Steve, has shown flashes of all-star caliber production at the center position. It's been his injuries that have really held him back.
Yeah, it's good to see him able to remain on the court for most of the season. I mean, a tough year for the Cavs last year record-wise, but Varejao, for him, a step in the right direction health-wise.
And good on the basket. Book it.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
Now, here is Irving. Passes it to Beal. Now LeBron. And he drops it in from the low post. LeBron's got 23.
Got a lot of momentum going with his own game. He's been great today and just as hot as he was last time out.
There's the dish to Parker.
Guys, this is the second season since the league returned to a 2-2, 1-1-1 finals format. It was a unanimous decision at the time, and I haven't sensed any regrets. The feeling was, and continues to be, that the top seed deserves to have Game 5 at home. He's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there.
Love with the screen on Parker. Irving against Parker. Irving attacking. Here's Varejao. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 6 assists now in the game. And now with Clark, every NBA team flying charter flights, travel much less of a concern with that 2-2, 1-1-1 format.
Yeah, and I like that. I like the fact we went back to that. It makes a lot of sense in this day and age, and you don't give an advantage or disadvantage to either team. So very good to go back to that. And with the league showing a willingness to increase travel a little bit for the good of the game, it makes you wonder if you'll see a top 16 interconference playoffs. Again, I've already voiced I'm not in favor of that, but I think it's something that has been discussed at least a little bit.
I think the game plan needs to change here, guys, if they're going to get out of the hole, because he's not helping their offense.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Irving against Parker. On the money from 12 feet away. Parker's got 10 points here in the second half.
You know, that's one way he can finish, but not the only way. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
And the Cavaliers with possession here. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. Irving dishes to James. LeBron is doubled. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, over the break, I listened in on David Blatt's huddle. He told Kyrie Irving that he wants their offense to run through him. Coach is looking for big things from him throughout the rest of this game on the offensive end. A lot of the scoring burden will fall on him. Guys, we'll see how Coach's direction pays off as this one winds down. Kevin?
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
Well, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Varejao setting the pick for Irving. That's good.
You know, the defense didn't exactly try to fight around that screen, and that's why it turned into the easy basket.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Well, it was only recently that the Cavs fans were worried that they'd lose Kyrie Irving in free agency, much like they've lost LeBron. Now, not only has LeBron returned, but the Cavs have locked up Irving to a long-term contract.
Spurs trail by 21. And remember last season, a fan who ran out in the court was wearing a shirt saying, "Kyrie, don't go." The fans were definitely, Clark, getting nervous.
And what a terrific turnaround for this franchise. I mean, last season struggling with chemistry concerns. Help has now arrived in a big way, and the mood around this city and the team has taken a complete 180.
The Cavaliers leading by 21. He kicks it to Beal. Back to Irving. Just 5 to shoot. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
He went a decent amount of time before his first turnover there. It's really been a good, safe stretch of basketball from him to this point.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. .156 left here in the fourth quarter. And Mills kicks to Joseph. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Patty Mills last season had his best season ever. Really remade his body in the offseason, adding muscle, cutting down on his body fat. Already one of the quickest players in the league. He got even quicker.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Splitters checked in for Diaw. Duncan comes in for Bonner. And it's Leonard in for Joseph. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Anderson Varejão's checked in for Okafor. Love comes in for Tristan Thompson. James checked in for Hedo Turkoglu. And Bradley Beal subbed in for Chauncey Billups.
This game's over, guys. I think we can say that with certainty.
Yeah, I agree with you there. We have officially reached garbage time.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And Mills getting quality minutes at the backup point guard position.
Yeah, and for a player who spent time in the D-League, playing in China and his native Australia, it seems he's really solidified his place as an NBA player, Kevin, in part because he refocused on conditioning his body and really developed as an outside shooter, too.
And we head to the final buzzer in a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. This will go in the books as a really gaudy win for the Cavaliers.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark, it seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And now, for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
Beyond the actual result of this game, I think fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for LeBron James. He just looked like an orchestrator out there, keeping his teammates involved, running to the open spots. I mean, he would constantly find them more often than not.
Mills passes to Duncan. Shot is no good. The Cavaliers have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. The drive by LeBron. And that one's good.
And they're not finished yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, that's how you close out a game, Steve.
And for the Spurs, they're shooting at a 46% clip in the fourth quarter. Here's Mills, guarded by Heinrich. And Mills kicks to Splitter. And the layup's good off the gloves.
I'd like to know what his percentage is from that range. I mean, it's got to be sky high.
9 seconds left in the fourth. Here's James. No good. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
And now let's go over to Doris Burke on the sideline for an interview with the Jordan Player of the Game. Doris, take it away.
LeBron, tell us about this team's approach defensively and how you felt the team played in that aspect.
It's a tough team to guard off the bounce. They're so athletic, they're so quick, but does a good job by all of us defensively, and it's always good to get a win on the road.
It takes all 5 guys to guard. Thank you, LeBron. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And, folks, that about concludes our broadcast tonight. For Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke,